Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. I'm just recording this about just coming up to 7:30. I'm going to be with our swing traders all day today on a Zoom with them. And so in between all of that, we'll be pressing record and seeing what's going on. Now, um, as we can see, the euro's been having a good run. It's very, very small range so far today. Tiny, tiny range so far. So it's really not moved overnight. But it had a. What was interesting is we had the FOMC minutes out on Wednesday evening. That made the euro and the other currencies sell off, and then the euro really reclaimed that all the way back yesterday. And so we'll just see how it's going to go today. I think that one thing that's interesting is that although the euro's up here and the pound is up or holding up against the dollar, one bit of caution is that we're seeing a bit of weakness here in the Aussie. Really not, they've not participated with these moves really that the euro and the pound have had, and it's the same with the New Zealand dollar as well here. So they're really languishing. So when I'm doing when I'm looking to trade, then I really like to see participation amongst the other currencies against the dollar. So I want to see that if the euro is looking strong, for example, I want to see that the Kiwi and the Aussie are trying to have a go as well. So that's going to be a factor here this morning, today. So because that could actually also be a warning sign, a warning that this euro might actually want to retrace and roll back down. So we have to keep an eye on that. But I have got open positions. I'll show you where they're at the moment. These are pretty much the same positions that I've been in. There's been a little bit of change since I last did a Friday live trading video. Obviously, one is that the P&L's crept up a bit more, but the overall position size is higher because I've been adding to the trades along the way. But there's been, I think in the last 2 weeks, there were some that were banked as well. So we banked some, got stopped out of something, and then banked something else. So and then have been then re-adding. So that's where that is currently. Now, as far as the market's concerned here this morning, we can't really take too much from what's going on here at the moment on this on the euro dollar. And it's likely I'm going to be trading the euro because this is the one that I've been doing a lot of trading on. But we'll see. Like I said, caution because of Aussie and Kiwi. Nice to see the euro having had a good day yesterday, but a little bit of caution here at the moment. So let's see how we're going to play things out. But I'll press pause for now, and we'll come back to this if we can if there's any trade setups coming along later. Okay, just back, and it's now coming up to 10 to. Oh, I don't know if you can see all of this because I've now changed my. Yeah, you can see the screen. Okay, you're not seeing all of it now. I've expanded my charts a bit, but it's coming up to 10 to 10. It's a daily chart still. Calculated looking at the average true ranges that on the daily, for the daily, it's still a very, very small range at the moment. If the euro did push up, it would push us up to around about 122.70, about where my cursor is there. That's for it to do its average range based on where we are right now and what the levels it's already done. That's if it comes up. If it comes down, then we're looking at around about 121.80, bit below 121.80, I believe. So those are the levels there. But if I look, I've already calculated it, but on the weekly, it is a Friday after all, so it's the end of the week. For the weekly, we're a little bit undercooked on the weekly ranges at the moment. So if I go to the weekly candle here, we're a little bit under, and so for the weekly to reach its average range would put it at 122.80. Okay, and today is the end of the week, 122.80. So looking at the daily, we've got the potential, if the euro does want to come up, to meet its ATR on the daily at 122.70, and then 122.80 is the weekly ATR. So there is scope there if the euro can come up today. I don't know if it's going to, because so far this morning, as we can see, it's come down a bit. I'm just waiting to see some strength come in, and if we do back up here, then that's where I'll be looking to buy somewhere up in above 122.40. But as you can see at the moment, it's just under a bit of pressure here this morning. We had slightly weaker PMIs coming out of Germany, but it's nothing too major at the moment, but we'll just have to see how it gets on. So the pound is holding up. If I go to the hourly chart of the pound, so that's doing okay. It's just a case of seeing how the euro gets on as we go through. We've got Lagarde speaking at midday, and there's a little bit of a news flow coming through out of the US this afternoon. So it's really just a case of if it creeps its way up here, if it does, it might not, but if it does, then if it gets up to there, I can see that scope to the upside. If it does come to the downside, I'm just not interested in it because my overall analysis is long side. So I'm generally only taking long side trades and I'm ignoring short side trades. Okay, that's my general approach at the moment. Anyway, we'll see how this gets on later. Hi and back. It's now 4:30. So we've had a bit of movement here today. I know I have not done much on the recording today because I can't remember what I was saying this morning, but reality was I was looking for long side trades. That fits with my overall analysis. But you don't have to chase every side of the market when you're trading. The euro did roll down. I'm not bothered. I'm not that bothered about trying to be always in intraday trades and chasing the market on every move that it moves. So I let that go. As it turns out, it did have a half decent run down, the euro. But that's not my trade. That would belong to someone else, so to speak. So I let that go, and I'm just sitting back. And if we go out to the daily charts, so the euro has now had this up day, down day, up day, down day. So interesting candle formation there, and probably going to want to work its way down for this trend line next week, I would have thought. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. So as it turns out, I didn't do any trades because we didn't quite come up enough. If I was going to be buying today, it was once we broke out, and then I'd have been looking for a breakout and probably a little pullback, but we obviously never quite got that. And I think it was some of the news that was coming out today was dollar positive or euro negative. So no new trades today. In fact, the only trade that happened was I did get stopped out on a position that I had from yesterday over here. So that was there this morning. I'll show you it again because it's now been stopped out. So that was that. But there was no trades today. So sitting on what's that? Well, 6,900 net at the moment on all my open positions. So, but nothing from a trading perspective today. I think the main take to take from today's video is you don't have to trade everything, and you don't have to trade every move. Stay with your analysis, whatever your analysis is. If you're an intraday trader and you want to just trade, whatever, and you have no market bias, that's absolutely fine as well. Because if you're an outright intraday trader, then you shouldn't have market bias. You need to just go with whatever your patterns are that you trade. But for me, that wasn't the case today, so I left it all alone, and we'll see what happens next week. I shall leave you to it. Take care for now, and I'll be back in touch next week.